Okay, so just look everywhere for those types of shadows and start comparing. The 10 number is partial. It always is blocking part of the light. Okay. So we described the difference between those two types of shadow. That's not where I wanted to be. Okay, what relative positioning of the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun has to occur for a solar eclipse?
Wait, we didn't do the other
We
question.
do the other question.
You're right, it skipped. No, we did that.
No,
No,
on the
bottom.
bottom. Scroll
Oh,
down.
sorry. Thank you for catching that on me. I didn't see it. And the only reason why you probably would have known is like, wait, that's not the number. How do we go from 2 to 4? Why don't we see lunar eclipses on other moon phases? Because what?
There's only a sliver that you see of the light, and it's probably really easy to cover it up.
I don't
No
think that's
shadow?
the best answer.
Because for a full moon, there isn't a shadow on the moon, so when you have a lunar eclipse, then there will be a shadow.
Still not the best answer. It really has to do with where are we going to be able to block the light? Can we block the light if
It's small.
if we're in any other position other than the full moon?
No.
No.
Oh.
The Earth won't be blocking light on the moon from any other position. The full moon is the only position where the Earth blocks light to the moon. Does that make sense?
Wait, what
No.
moon?
So during the full moon is the only phase where Earth is able to block the light going to the moon. And then here's our final question. How are those positioned in comparison to one another? If we need, this is not talking about the lunar eclipse, this is talking the solar eclipse.
The moon has to be blocking
The moon needs to be in between where?
the earth and the sun.
Earth and the sun. The moon needs to be in between the Earth and the sun. And so this, what's the phase then at that point?
No.
New moon.
Oh.
So eclipses aren't happening during our quarters. They're not happening during crescents. Eclipses are happening during full and new moons.
Is that because of the position? it's
Yes,
in?
exactly that.
Okay.
Exactly that. Okay. So I'm gonna move over to the next activity. If you go back to when you finish this up and submit, go back to Google Classroom, you wanna find phases and eclipses. And you're going to need to download it. Yeah, it'll give you an option to download a document so that you can type on it. It says Phases and Eclipses Summary.
Worksheet.
So when you open that up, Phases and Eclipses Summary Worksheet, you'll see in the top right hand corner it says Download. You want to press Download. And you should be able to open that file. Should open as a Google Doc for you. So phases and eclipses summary worksheet. This is the last thing that's due for tomorrow. They give you some it summarizes the same information once again. You need to explain what causes the phases of the moon. What do you see on each of these? The new moon, the first quarter, full moon, third quarter. You're gonna tell me which part is lit, which part is dark, and compare the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. How are they alike? How are they different?
Sounds good.
Okay? And so when you download it, then you're able to type on it. And then you're going to have to,
Wait, so
I don't know, I think you're gonna have to upload that. I'm not sure though.
You have
Okay,
to, when you download it, you have to say where it says showing file.
Here, let me see. I haven't done this on the Chromebook too. Okay, so this is downloaded, yeah. So is anyone still needing to download it? Then you just need to open the file.
And then when you do it, you're gonna click file and then click save as a Google Doc.
Okay, so you have to save it separately as a Google Doc for that to work?
Yeah. You have to open.
Some people say that, some people just opened it
Do we
and
have to
I guess
do
it
this?
works. What?
We have to do it.
Yeah.
Why do you think you wouldn't have to do this?
I want to work.
You think it's an option?
When is this good?
Tomorrow.
Hey, but how come they say it's a Google Doc?
Hmm?
I don't.
Wait, what the Google Docs? I'm not sure what.
Yeah, you should be able to open it. And it opens it
Wait, are you working on this?
I realize it didn't download as a Google Doc, but you can open it with Google Docs. You can, if you wanna save it separately first as a Google Doc, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Just put it in Google Doc. Okay? And then I will need the copy of that.
And this is due tomorrow.
This is due tomorrow. It's not that bad. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, technically according to theirs, but really 2, 3, and 4 are all part of the same thing. So 3 questions. Can you tell me why we have phases of the moon?
No.
Can you describe the first quarter, the full moon, and the third quarter? And can you tell me the similarities and differences between solar and lunar eclipse? And then on Tuesday next week, we'll start talking about tides. Tides are kind of the neatest thing, I think. Like, I can understand the blocking of the light, I can understand the seasons because of the closeness. The tides almost seem like magic to me.
Why is it confusing? I don't know when
Well, we'll get to relearn it again. Yes?
Revolve is when
Revolve is when you're going around an object.
that's turned into.
And rotate is where it's spinning on its axis. So rotate, I have a spin in place. Revolve is when you move in a circular or elliptical path.
The moon rotates, right?
Yep, it does. It rotates in the same amount of time roughly as it takes for it to revolve around the earth. Which is why you're, in a particular location, you're always gonna see the same side.
I thought it was the Earth and the Moon rotate at the same time.
No. Oh. Don't think so, but let me look that up. Moon, rotation, and revolution. So it says the moon rotates exactly once every time it circles the earth. Moon orbits. And then, so at the length of time that it actually takes is the moon goes around the earth. it says 27.322 days. That's why we say it's about 4 weeks. Okay, 27.322 days. But it also is spinning in place, and it takes like 27 days for that moon to rotate. So it's taking the same length of time for it to spin on its axis as it takes to go around the Earth.
So, that doesn't make sense. 'Cause
See, the Earth, it takes 24 hours to rotate.
wouldn't we
We-
see different parts of it as it's rotating that slow?
No, if it's coming around the Earth in the same amount of time that it's rotating, we're each part of the Earth is always going to roughly see that same location as it goes around. Think about it a little bit more later. Finish this up first. You'll have to look up synchronous rotation of the moon. Here, I'll add a video for you. Okay. So you would see different parts if there was no rotation. But because it add this for Bella. Don't forget to get this done. I'm adding it to the very bottom of this, so. Something else to figure out.
Wait, how do we have math in one today?
Oh, we have math on that.
Oh, so we have lunch after.
I brought my math book to your class.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
I didn't even do it.
It's not very nice.
Dang.
It's not very
I
nice.
thought you do it if you get in your car.